My PowerPoint is on the Pregnancy Support Center in Salisbury, North Carolina, which is a pro-life nonprofit organization that assists mothers and families regarding family planning. The Pregnancy Support Center has been around for over 30 years. Unfortunately, in the past, the organization was not ran properly by nonprofit management, so my good friend Sherry Evans moved down from Michigan to start 4 years ago with the organization. She has since turned things around where they now offer sonograms, counseling, as well as all the necessary classes for mothers typically aged 25 to 32 years old, although there are many that are younger and a few that are older than those ages, to assist them with videos, training, and anything necessary regarding skills for newborns as well as family planning. They want to provide mothers with the option to not go with abortion because they believe in a Christian-based philosophy that all life is sacred. They have 6 women on staff in various roles, primarily in terms of development, donations, a nurse who does sonograms, a receptionist, a director of training who is also the office manager, and of course Sherry as the executive director. Their primary competition is Planned Parenthood, and the closest 2 facilities are in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, about an hour north, and here in my town of Charlotte, North Carolina, which is about 45 minutes south. The Pregnancy Support Center has many competitive advantages. First of all, they do have an actual registered nurse as a sonographer who allows for sonograms to be taken for those mothers who have tested positive for pregnancy. As I mentioned earlier, they have a staff currently of 6 women who take on various roles. The facility itself is quite large, as I have actually been through a walkthrough of the facility with 3 classrooms, a counseling room, as well as, of course, a waiting room and the place where they actually do sonograms to assist the mother early in the pregnancy. They have a holistic approach in terms of how they operate and also how they go about recruiting. This holistic approach takes the stance that they want their staff to be fully engaged on a mission, the mission of doing the work for Christ, but also assisting the mother and giving her and the family all the choices that they need to make an informed decision to A, keep the child, but more importantly, all the necessary steps that they need to properly handle a new family that they're about to have. The staff is very well trained, not just in their own area of teaching young mothers or all mothers, but they also have the ability to cross-train with each other. And I will discuss that shortly. They have many volunteers, which is why they have been so successful. They have a good core of about 6 volunteers that come in on a regular basis that assist the normal staff, but they also have an additional volunteer base from the area churches who assist with the various fundraisers and other activities that the Pregnancy Support Center needs. And then, of course, they have other volunteers that assist with their fundraisers and other outside events. They have many donors with a board of directors that is focused primarily on getting in the proper funds to keep the Pregnancy Support Center afloat. One great advantage is they are the only facility in about a good 30 to 40 mile radius, so they don't have a lot of quote unquote competition in terms of pregnancy issues except for the Planned Parenthood, but they do have to worry about other donor dollars from other nonprofits within the area. And then finally, the training is both in-house as well as in conferences. And what I mean by that is their training is all about how can they cross-train with one another as necessary so that they, A, can give each other relief, and B, they also go about training the mothers who then come back later and do some training in the classrooms for other mothers who are going through their program. And I think another thing are the conferences that they attend, because this is what allows them to be at the top of their game, because they take the grants and they allow all members of the staff to go to these seminars across country and not just the executive director or the office manager. Under the human resources related organizational competitive advantages, I think the best thing that they have is non-traditional competitive advantages. And what I mean by that is a lot of times most for-profit companies provide great salaries, but what the Pregnancy Support Center does is they look for those individuals who are mission oriented, and therefore they can actually offer a smaller salary and wages than your traditional companies, because the employees are mission based and not for profit based. This sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it actually works very well for them. There was a period where there was a lot of turnover, but now that they've honed in on this idea, they have a well-oiled machine running right now. As far as recruitment and pay, no, they of course are still looking for that next level to go to. So they're now looking for a male to be added to the staff to assist fathers in this process, and it will be along those same lines when they focus on that particular type of duty. Under the organizational success, when the staff has ownership in the mission, then that is what makes this a very successful nonprofit organization. So again, this is different than a lot of for-profit businesses, because the bottom line means everything. Well, here, so many women and mothers with providing for their, that is what is important to them. And then finally, the last competitive advantage they have that a lot of companies I have not seen is they cross-train everyone to be able to teach in the classroom or assist mothers or do the fundraisers or whatever the case may be. Everyone is pretty much multifaceted in many ways, including the receptionist, who I got to witness go through her training over quite a long period of time, where she learned, she at first observed somebody in the classroom and then was able to take the information and learn herself. She get graded, and now she's able to teach in the classroom also. So everybody does multiple duties. Finally are the recommendations. What improvements could they make for competitive advantage? As I mentioned a moment ago, the first thing that will assist their particular organization will be finding a male person to be able to assist the staff with helping fathers as well as families to do the training that they need on the male side. The second thing will be technology utilization, because once they also understand the impact of social media as well as programs that are done with technology, then they can take their company to that next level. And so the conclusion is that the Pregnancy Support Center, being very mission focused, has found a way to have people be mission oriented and not pay oriented. And this is what provides them success, although they can still grow, and they have adopted human resources related activities to help them grow to that next level when they go about the search for this new male staff member.